it's up to the
Thank you.
City Commission. Thank you.
Stick around.
Okay, next item on the agenda is the trail system behind the cemetery. A lot of people have been asking if to make it a dog loop. We have one dog loop now that's a half a mile, which is on the Michigan State Information property. And people have been asking for a longer dog loop. And we've been looking at the ordinances and stuff, and the ordinance states that it's domestic animals are prohibited in the cemetery. Well, I consider the actual cemetery proper, and this would be the wooded part to the west of it. And I guess it would be up to the committee to, if they want to do this, as we would recommend to the City Commission to add on to item E that pets are allowed in the wooded area to the west of the cemetery on trails only in that area. And then we'd have to put some rules on animals have to be leashed. They must be clean up after their animal. In the winter it'd be a little tough, but in the summer it would.
You know, technically, and we'd have to check the description.
Already checked.
The cemetery property
Goes all the
may
way
be
back.
split
It's not.
in two pieces.
It's not.
No, it's not.
We've already did all the research.
It's a single parcel.
The area west of the cemetery.
Yes. It's
per
all
se,
All the way to the river is
all
all
the way
part of
down.
one.
Yep,
One
Except
property.
on the north, and that's state of Michigan.
right. That's state of
Okay.
Michigan.
Okay.
So basically, it's just asking the committee if we want to make the recommendation to the City Commission to allow pets on the hiking trail, not in the cemetery, but in the wooded part.
I'd like to take it just one step further and say, as long as the dogs are on a leash and you're picking up after them, I don't see why you can't take your dog for a walk in the cemetery. I honestly don't. On a leash, you pick up after them just like anywhere else. It's a beautiful place.
It's a nice place to take a walk with a dog.
Yeah, I would think so, and I mean, you
Deal
know.
with your manners and clean up.
Exactly. I don't know.
It's only a touch worse than the deer in there pooping.
Well, I mean,
over,
birds
you
fly
know.
over as long as you're picking up,
Up
that's
after the
all
dog.
really.
We would have to supply those little, you have to put them out, just for in case somebody forgets to bring a doggy bag, they can get one.
Yes, they shouldn't forget.
Well, but
I
it
know,
happens, but you gotta put them out.
We have them at North Park,
Right.
for the same reason.
Is snowshoe trail considered part of the cemetery loop?
Yep.
You could pick up after your dog last time he was in there?
Carry a bag, right?
You couldn't at nighttime, it was dark.
Pardon?
Last snowshoeing, you had your dog in there. Technically, it's not allowed.
I'm sorry.
You had your dog snowshoeing, when you were snowshoeing, you had your dog with. Technically, that's not legal right now, so.
That may be right. That's why we're putting this thing here.
So any other discussion? Yes, no, good idea, bad idea, leave it the way it is, change it, I don't, it's,
Except in recent years, or as far as I know, there was either no enforcement or no rules on dogs in the cemetery, so there were a lot of running loose.
that's what this all came about, because somebody let their dogs run
the
loose.
idea of dog in the cemetery, this club we currently have is a product of that.
Mhm.
And
I'm hoping that the cemetery is patrolled, and if you see somebody with the dog running loose, you write them a citation on the spot. It's really,
Yes, it is.
it's that simple.
Problem, they don't enforce it.
But that's the problem with absolutely everything in this city. And to be honest, I'm tired of that, because we enforce it against the people we don't like. We enforce the certain things, not other things, but yet we somehow expect everybody to obey the law, and we expect everybody to know the difference about which law are we really serious about, and then which law do we just, say, but we're gonna look the other way, and all that. If you wanna walk your dog in the cemetery, that's fine. Don't let it run loose. Don't let it crap all over the place. Pick it up. There. That's,
Do we want to table this where everybody can think about it?
done.
What you need to do is you put signs up and you put a fine. This is how much the fine is if you get caught doing it. And
Good
enforcement,
idea.
the same thing should be done on snowmobile trails and the cross-country. You get cross-country skiers on the snowmobile trail, they're nuts. They shouldn't be out there. There should be a sign there saying, a cross-country skier crosses this, it's a $500 fine, or vice versa. You enforce it. Some people say this is a small area, you can't do that. When you go to the city, somebody tows your car. If you can't read the sign, tough. The same thing should be done here. Put a sign up, put a sign, put the price, this is the fine, it's $200. You get caught doing this. Just think of the extra money the city have in their coffers.
Okay.
But no bending the rules, it's for everybody. No warnings, read the sign, if you can't read the sign, tough.
I suspect that if it's hard saying how long a delay would come if the entire cemetery, I'm kind of with you on that. I like to walk my dog, and I'd like to feel comfortable in walking my dog in the wooded area behind the cemetery and behind the thing in its entirety. And maybe for the benefit of something, we ought to avoid getting into the fuss of the cemetery right now at this time.
That's what I was gonna
And
say. Let's stick to the wooded part and then worry.
Stick to the wooded park and you get a feel for that. I'm with you on that, because I like to walk the dog.
The thing is, we have no authority anyway.
No,
So-
this would be just a
What we do is
recommendation to
recommend,
pass
but-
on.
Okay, so, I mean, I guess the wooded area is not part of the cemetery, correct? It's outside of
Well,
the...
it's in the cemetery.
It's part of,
proper.
it's all one piece.
Okay,
It's all
defined as a
considered
cemetery.
cemetery, but I consider the part
okay,
that's,
well, here, very simple. We have no authority, but I'd like to make a motion that we recommend the city commission open up the cemetery to dog walking, provided they're on a leash and you pick up after them. Now, if the city commission wants to debate this to death and change it to just the wooded area or whatever, that's up to them, but there's my motion of what we should recommend.
okay, do we have a second? Okay, any other discussion? Not all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Opposed? We
They
got,
say it's strictly wooded area.
well, we got one no vote.
What was the final?
2 no votes.
No.
Yeah, I voted nay.
Oh, then
So
it's,
I guess you and I voted
okay,
nay.
so then it's,
Read it.
Well, how did you vote?
I didn't vote,
Are you not voting?
now I have to. I vote yes. Let the city commission decide. Okay,